out for her dark side. Yeah, she got some sharp eyes. See her for the first time, never let her out my sight. I just wanna stay up, look at you all made up. Dirty thoughts are seep into my mind, I can't wait up. Ooh, she looks so good, got me straight in the mood. She read that room, she know just what to do. Moving that body, she dancing and shaking, it's making them crazy, she know how to move. She said she's ready to party, let's get it started. Tequila straight out the bottle. She looks so good when she's sipping a model. I can't get enough, I need you. I think we taste feels like deja fun, 4 shots and we turning up, dancing cause the night is young, too much fun, feel alive, in the night, she look good, she look right, we could live, we could die, here she come, channeling my Casanova, she got a body persona, she got a bite like a cobra, I'll take the venom, it's worth it to know ya, she pulling up with that body, I wanna make her a hobby, she got a face a little naughty, I wanna chase it till I got her on me, I can't get enough, I need you, I think this is lust, not love, cause everything that we touch gives us a rush, and everything that we taste feels like deja vu.
Well, hello again, and thank you for joining us here today at the ADXC 4 press conference. Warm welcome to everybody in attendance, distinguished guests, members of the media, jiu-jitsu and grappling fans, and the athletes who are going to be the stars of the show on Saturday night. Thank you for coming or watching this live on the broadcast on tx7.com. My name is Howell Teague. I'll be your host today. We'll shortly call the athletes to the stage, where you can ask them questions about this weekend's event. But first, just a few words about ADXC and what you can expect from the show. Now, we're excited to be here in France for the first time, hosting ADXC, the Abu Dhabi Extreme Championship, and this is ADXC 4, and our first event held on European soil. After a number of highly successful events held in Abu Dhabi and Brazil, we're bringing ADXC here to Paris. Now, Paris is one of the most well-known cities in the world, and France is home to a thriving jiu-jitsu and grappling community. That's why we're excited to host our first European edition of ADXC here, and why we've invited some of the best French grapplers to compete, as well as competitors from all over the world, Europe, Asia, South America, and beyond. And we have 14 jiu-jitsu and grappling matches on Saturday night, meaning that Paris will play host this weekend to 28 athletes representing 16 different nations. And now about Abu Dhabi. Why is an event called the Abu Dhabi Extreme Championship taking place here in Paris? Well, much like Paris, Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates, is a global leader in the hosting of world-class sporting events. It's a country that has invested more into the development of jiu-jitsu than any other, including becoming the first country in the world to introduce jiu-jitsu into the education system, where children of all ages, boys and girls, experience the benefits of this martial art. Now, ADXC was born in Abu Dhabi, a place that is passionate about jiu-jitsu, and we want to share this passion with the global martial arts community. It's the goal of Abu Dhabi to create and invest in key events that help grow jiu-jitsu all over the world, and we're here to continue this work in France. It's another example of how the vision of Abu Dhabi, coupled with the excellence of the ADXC team, is promoting the benefits of this amazing martial art. So this weekend, Saturday night, May the 18th, the Dojo de Paris will play host to the Extreme Championships ADXC 4. For those of you new to ADXC, you'll see an event that fuses world-class athleticism with entertainment, all while staying true to the traditional values of martial arts, namely mutual respect, self-discipline, dedication, and the inspiring of others. This event is presented by International Vision Sports Management in cooperation with technical partner AJP Tour and the event promoter Catchers Communication and Events. Now you can watch the live event on Saturday night. Pay-per-view is only $5 and it's on tx7.com. Go to the website for more details. So now I would like to introduce the fighters. I'm going to call up our co-main and main event fighters to the stage, and shortly after we'll have a special speech from the general manager of IVSM, TK Al-Bahi. But before that, I would please like to introduce our first co-main event match. We have, representing the United Arab Emirates, Khaled Al-Shahi. And his opponent, representing Brazil, Leonardo Mario. In our next co-main event match, we have, coming all the way from the USA, Mo Black. The other half of our co-main no-gi event, Britain's top female grappler. Please welcome Fionn Davis. Now our main event matches, we have one gi and one no-gi. First, representing France, please welcome Leon Larman. His opponent returning to ADXC is from Norway, Espen Mathisen. And our main event competitors. First to the stage, please welcome, coming to us from England, Mark DeCase. The other half of our main event, please welcome from France, Benoit Saint-Denis. Well, we'll hear from the athletes in just a moment, but first I would like to introduce the General Manager of IVSN, International Vision Sports Management, Mr. TK Al-Bahi, to say a few words. Please note Mr. Bahi's speech will be in Arabic, so please, if you have the translation headsets, please put them on now. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to tell you how happy I am to be here in France today to launch the organization of the ADXC. Thanks to the enlightened heading of the United Arab Emirates, the MMAs are being promoted. The Emirates are promoting the spirit of a noble competition and in a world-class sport. The privileged relationship between the United Arab Emirates and France covers a number of areas of cooperation, of friendship at all levels, and that is something that strengthens the vision of the shared vision of the two countries to reinforce that their strategic partnership and sports partnerships. We would like to make this event a great success, a success that will follow in the steps of the previous success. This is something that will improve the sports capabilities of the fan base of Jiu-Jitsu and grappling. We are convinced that sports plays an invaluable role in bringing together people and in fostering friendship relationships. This is particularly true for the Emirates and France. The cooperation between our two countries is very dynamic in all areas. We're very happy that 28 world-class athletes have taken place. They come from 15 countries, and they will make this fourth edition particularly interesting. We also welcome stars from Jiu-Jitsu and grappling who come from different countries. This will enable the athletes to show what they're capable of and to make their sports shine. There will be also Emirati athletes, the two athletes from the Emirates, Khalid Al-Shei and Mohammed and another athlete. And so the performance during the Continental Championships and in the area of Jiu-Jitsu will add a further dimension. I would also like to seize this opportunity to express my gratitude and thank all those who contribute to the success of this event. I'd like to thank the United Arab Emirates Embassy in Paris and also the audience who is making all of this possible. I would also like to thank Hassani, who is the head of the Jiu-Jitsu organization, who is also the chair of the IBSM company. He is wishing full success to all those taking part in the championship. So again, a big thank you to all of you. Thank you for being here, and we wish all the best to the competition. We're here to celebrate together values, sports values and development. Peace be on you.
Just to recap quickly, he expressed his joy at being here in France for the 4th edition of the Abu Dhabi Extreme Championship, highlighting the commitment of the UAE's leadership in promoting the sport of Jiu-Jitsu and fostering sportsmanship and competition on a global scale. He spoke about the strong and evolving relationship between the UAE and France, emphasizing the shared values and strategic partnerships that continue to grow under the leadership of both nations. Finally, Mr. Al-Bahi expressed his gratitude to the UAE Embassy in Paris, partners in France, and all the supporters of this event. He also conveyed the greetings and best wishes from Abdulmanam Al-Hashemi, chairman of the UAE and Asian Jiu-Jitsu Federations and president of IVSM. So now I'm going to introduce formally the competitors that we have on the stage. And it's an opportunity for each of them to send a message to the fans and to the media. So after I finish speaking, please take a moment, get your microphone nice and close and deliver a few words. And then after I've done all the introductions, I'll open it up for some questions. And anybody here who would like to speak to them, please feel free. So as I mentioned earlier, there's lots of different nations represented here at ADXC. Of the 8 competitors that you have on this stage, we have seven different nationalities. I'll start off, of course, with our main event, Benoit Saint-Denis, from Nîmes, fighting out of Bayonne. a brown belt in jiu-jitsu and a black belt in judo, very strong grappling credentials. He's also a mixed martial arts fighter. He's ranked in the top 15 of UFC lightweights. 9 of his 13 professional mixed martial arts wins have come by submission, and he is a former member of the French Special Forces. Please welcome our main event competitor, Benoit Saint-Denis. Can we get the technician, please, just to get the microphone turned on?
Oui. Merci beaucoup, merci à tous d'être venus à l'ADXC numéro 4. C'est un grand honneur et un privilège d'être là et de pouvoir faire le main event de cet événement. Je pense qu'en termes de grappling professionnel,
I think in terms of professional grappling, it's the first time we've seen such an important event with such financial means in France, and it's very encouraging for the future. It shows that the presence of this octagon in this Judo Institute shows that many things have changed. Mentalities are evolving, and it's really nice to see, and I'm very proud to be here and to represent France and stay active. Also for my staff that coach me every day. Christophe Savoca, Maxime François, who are my coaches in terms of ground fighting, and I hope to show that my skills on Saturday. Thank you for being here.
And very happy to see that MMA and professional grappling is growing this fast that it makes ADXC coming here in France, in Paris. I'm very happy to represent my country here and to have the opportunity to stay active and to have fun out there and to fight for my coaches who are giving everything they can to make out of me a performance machine and to have success in my career. So thanks to everybody, and of course thank you ADXC for coming out here and making this event possible and putting grappling on the French map. And I do believe it's the beginning of something very, very, very important in France, with mixed martial arts getting bigger and bigger. And I think grappling, professional grappling has largely space here in France, and having ADXC is a pleasure for us.
So his fellow main event competitor, of course, this is a no-gi match, excuse me, as both men are mixed martial arts fighters, so no stranger to the cage that they will compete in on Saturday night. But born in Kinshasa, Zaire, now calls the north of England home, he has 24 professional mixed martial arts fights with 17 wins, and I'm sure very excited to show his powerful grappling game here in the cage on Saturday night. Join me in welcoming Mark DeCasey.
Oh, thank you for having me, France. I'm enjoying the show. I've come to showcase my skills. I'm here, but I'm not liking the fact that people hearing this. Can post about my only here. You guys are liking him, picking him up. Like I'm here some meat to be eaten. I'm here to showcase that I'm on a different level. You know, I've trained hard for this. I come to spoil the party. But thank you, fans, for having me.
So we have 2 main event matches. We have 1 grappling match, and then we also have 1 jiu-jitsu match. And returning to ADXC, he competed at ADXC in Abu Dhabi. He is from Egersund in Norway, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and an Abu Dhabi World Pro Champion, winning gold in 2018, and following up with multiple appearances on the podium of major events since then. Please welcome Espen Mathisen.
Okay, first of all, I just want to thank ADXC for creating such a good show. I was a part of it in Abu Dhabi, and it was truly amazing, so I'm super happy to be back. It's really cool how they
going to different places. They were in Brazil, Abu Dhabi, now in Europe. That's amazing to see. And it's really cool how they have both gi and no gi, and really also pushing exciting matches where you don't really have to think about points. You really have to focus on submissions and really positions. So I'm truly happy to be back, and I'm really excited to go against Leon. He's one of the best in Europe, so I'm going to do the best to create a really good match on Saturday. Thank you, guys.
So the other half of this jiu-jitsu match, he was born in Montpellier, here in France, now a resident of Portugal, training out of Focus Jiu-Jitsu in Porto. Leon Larman is known as one of Europe's best and most technical black belt competitors, with a 65% submission rate. He's known for choking his opponents from the back, and I'm sure he's eager to try and test those skills here for the French fans. Representing his country, Leon Larman.
Bonjour à tous, merci d'être présents. Donc,
hello to everyone, thank you for being here. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing team for their invitation. Very professional organization. It's a real pleasure for me to be here and to see, as Benoit said, that Jiu-Jitsu in such professional events with such talented athletes, it's really good to see in France.
D'autres Français qui vont combattre aussi.
Other French fighters, so it will be good to test the national level to see where we are at.
J'ai bon espoir qu'on fasse un bon résultat.
I'm hopeful that we reach a good result. Thank you very much for being here.
So moving into our co-main matches, we have one grappling match, one jiu-jitsu match. First, the grappling match. Now, I don't have all day. I've had to do this before, try and list Fion's achievements. It takes too long. So I'm just going to say that she is an Abu Dhabi World Pro Champion, an ADCC Champion, gi and no gi World Champion, Superfight Champion. That's enough. Fion Davis, please.
Okay. Bonjour. Still French, I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's really great to be back. The intro. I'm sounding a bit like a robot, I'm really sorry. But yeah, it's really great to be back. I was on ADXC in January on the same one as Espen in Abu Dhabi. So yeah, it's really excited to be back here in Europe and get to fight in Europe again. It's been a long time as I moved to the US. But yeah, I hope to put on a show and just really happy to be here. So thank you. Merci.
So the other side of that grappling match, now she is the owner of her own jiu-jitsu gym in her hometown of Colorado Springs, a prolific competitor on the US national scene. She's competed in numerous high-level grappling events, and I would like to welcome Mo Black.
Hi, everyone. Just want to say thank you so much for having me, ADXC. I appreciate this opportunity. Paris, I've never been here. It's amazing. So this has been a lot of fun and a really cool event so far. I'm really excited to get to compete against a competitor like Fion today. So Fion, thank you for the match, and ADXC, thank you for the opportunity.
So originally from Ceilândia in Brazil, he is a representative of the Cicero Costa team, one of the best-known teams out of Brazil. He broke onto the scene as a color belt, capturing various important titles on his path to becoming a world-known black belt. And since then, he's a frequent competitor on the AJP Tour circuit, having competed in Grand Slam events in Sydney, London, Rome, and the World Pro in Abu Dhabi. Please welcome, making his ADXC debut, Leonardo Mario.
Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm happy to be here. Thank you ADXC to invite me to compete here. I'm so excited to do this match. We have been competing before, so it's grow up from there. And we have this opportunity to be back, right? Let's put a show in. So the event is so amazing. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, so let's make it happen. Thank you, guys.
Now, from the United Arab Emirates, he represents the Al Ain Jiu-Jitsu Club, a multiple-time Grand Slam champion, winning gold in Tokyo, London, Abu Dhabi, and he took the silver medal at the 2023 Abu Dhabi World Pro, one of the best-known competitors from the United Arab Emirates. Please welcome TK Al-Bahi.
Hi everyone, thank you for ADXC and thank you for everyone stay here. And from a long time I want to fight with Leonardo Mario. I know he's a good guy and good fighter. I fought with him one time in Sydney, so I want to fight with him again in the cage. Let's see, let's make sure.
All right, so now this is the part of the press conference where I open it up for questions. If anybody does have a question that they would like to ask any of the athletes, specifically we're focusing with the athletes here today, any questions about the event on Saturday night, please raise your hands and somebody will bring a microphone for you. Don't be shy. We have one over here, please.
Hello, Kendall Roosing here. I have a question for Mo. So Mo Black, you were recently invited to ADCC for the first time, which is really exciting, and you have an opponent that is an ADCC champion. So can you talk a little bit about how you feel the results of this match has implications for ADCC later this year?
That's a great question. Obviously, Fionn has incredible accolades, including winning ADCC. She will be competing in a weight class lower than I will for the championship in August. But I do feel like it's a good way to kind of see like where I stand up among the best grapplers in the sport. And I know we both have like a very aggressive style and some good stand-up, so it'll be fun to get in there and kind of like feel that out. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the implications will be, but I do think it'll be a good step in the right direction for August.
Please, question over here.
Hello, a question for Leonardo. This is your debut at ADXC, and you and your opponent have similar styles. So how do you analyze this fight, and how do you intend to beat him Saturday night?
I don't think we have the same style. For sure, I love to submit matches, and then I'm doing this since a long time ago. Yeah, he's only a guy new in the black belt. He did good events, he won some events, but different weights. Different ways of matches. I think my jiu-jitsu it's more aggressive. I look more for the submissions. He's very technical, also very intelligent when he competes. Also, this help to win in the events in like AGP rules, But there will be a different match. We have the opportunity to only have submissions, so no way to points, no way to penalties, only 3 minutes, 5 rounds, and then the best will win, There is no excuses about points, about nothing.
I'm Karine from BJJ Korea. My question is for Aspen. So you won your last match and at ADXC. So now you're gonna fight Liam. Does that make you feel more confident for this fight because you won your last match? How do you think you're gonna win Liam?
Definitely helps just having fought in this organization before. It's very different to do rounds if you're not used to it. It's like short rounds and stuff like that. So I do feel I have like an advantage there, so it gives me confidence. But my goal when I'm going with Leon is to like really open my game and go for the submission. That's my goal whenever I step on the mat, is try to submit, but also have an exciting match. And this rule set really pushes that, so in my opinion, it's perfect.
Actually, I have a question for our main event competitors, Benoit and Mark. Benoit, first, maybe if you would like to speak, because you have a grappling background, judo and jiu-jitsu, many MMA fights, but competing in the cage without strikes in a grappling match, how do you think that this will change your strategy for Saturday?
It won't change it at all. I think it's good for us MMA fighter because it's a way to improve in grappling with a time cap and another environment that we are used to. So everything we have trained during the last weeks will be useful for MMA later. I do believe so. It's good. It's a way to stay active and to get better at grappling, but it's good to have training thematics that are not too far from MMA. So I don't lose my time, and neither is Mark losing his time, because I do believe your goal when you are inside the octagon, when you are an MMA fighter, is to be the best at MMA and to become a world champion. And for that, all the skills you can get is important. So a professional grappling match like this in an octagon is a very good aspect of the grappling we have to work on every day. So we are not stranger to the octagon, and it's gonna be a huge advantage for us in any terms of the world. Sorry.
And Mark, how do you feel about coming into ADXC here in Paris and going up against one of the top French mixed martial artists in a grappling match?
I feel excited. It's one of the best shows I've been in for grappling. I've done a couple of grappling comps, but this is one of the best ones. For me, I know where it's ranked at the UFC, and we fight the same promotion together. And for me, I'm just looking forward to testing my skills. I've seen his last fight. I know where he's ranked. I know what he's good at. For me, just coming here, showing that I can really dominate, because I've been showing it in my couple of fights, but I want to really show like my grappling is on another level. And I know you guys got Starry in France, but I believe the UK have the best grappling. So for me, it's showcasing that I have the best grappling, and I'll show it Saturday night.
Okay, one down here at the front.
Question en français. Shems pour le Mediacom.
So, Shems for the Mediacom.
Ce combat
so, Benoit,
va apporter dans ta carrière.
What do you think this fight is going to add to your career? Why did you decide to accept this fight? I suppose it's because you want to stay active, of course, but could you maybe elaborate a bit?
Déjà, on n'a qu'une vie, donc prendre des risques et...
Life is short, and so taking chances and have fun is something really important. And I think that if an athlete is not actually also sometimes having fun, then maybe they should do something else. So you need to sort of keep having fun in order to stay dynamic, stay active. So of course, one doesn't want to go into a difficult fight, but the fun's going to be there, however difficult the fight is going to be. So it's going to be a way to have fun. I have coaches who have coached me for years now. This is also a good way to broadcast what they have, what I've learned with them, to see how I can use it within different rules and in a different context. So it's also something that I hope is going to be fun to watch for the fans here in France. And so it's also good for grappling, and so it may attract also other fighters, and maybe next time it's going to be in even a bigger room.
Do you think I've come here to play? Because it sounds like you put some sort of present to your coaches. You think I've come to play?
No, I know you came to fight, but of course I always like to thank my staff for the work they are doing. So no worries, we will settle everything in the octagon. I do know you are very serious. You are a veteran of the UFC, but yeah, let's see what will happen Saturday night. I'm ready, no worries.
Let's see. I'm really looking forward to this. I've come to spoil the party. French people are looking at me. Mark, he's going to die. Yeah, they got me. That ain't happening here. I've come to showcase my skills, and I believe in better grappler, stronger, and I'll dominate. Simple as that.
Une question pour Marc Diakizé.
So a question for Marc Takis. Your striking for the UFC is really famous, but you're not so well known for grappling. So how do you see this? So what are your expectations for the fight, and how do you think?
I mean, I'm good at both. I can strike, I can wrestle, I can grapple. I'm sure he let me know that before. I think he's met me somewhere before. So I just want to show like I'm very experienced. I know people haven't seen my grappling, but I know what I'm capable of. I don't really show it, but if you grapple me, you'll know like I'm a top grappler, and that's what I've come for. I've come to spoil the party. Like I am coming to play. I was ready. I've been lifting, been grappling constantly. So when I'm here, I've come to put the show. And plus, this is a great show for me. Just come and, you know what I mean, to be used for some your guys, French people style. You know, I've come to showcase my skills and dominate.
Bonjour Isabelle d'Infosport 75. J'ai une question
Isabelle
pour
from
Morgane,
Infosport
avec
75.
What do you think about the evolution of women in sport fights, for example, in MMA?
So are you talking for MMA specifically or just or like combat sports in
Yes,
general?
sport fights,
Yeah.
not specifically MMA.
Okay, yeah. So I started jiu-jitsu about 12 years ago, and the evolution of women in the sport since I started to now is incredible. You know, I grew up like not having a lot of women to train with and stuff like that, and nowadays it's like, you know, you can find them at your gym and the next gym. It's amazing. So I love seeing it. I think, you know, more events like this where you can get paid to come and compete will continue to grow that sport into like a, you know, for both men and women professionally, which is really exciting to see. But yeah, the evolution and like just the growing of, you know, grappling, wrestling, MMA, all of it, I'm here for it. So it's so awesome to see.
Thank you very much. J'ai une question pour Benoît Saint-Denis.
I have a question for Benoît Saint-Denis.
Mind just hitting your microphone, please?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. One more time.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. Continue.
Bonjour Benoît, je voulais savoir comment tu prépares tes
Good afternoon,
combats.
Benoît. So I'd like to know how you prepare for your fights.
Échéance.
So before each fight, what do you do?
Le côté mental, est-ce que tu
And
as une préparation
how do you also prepare mentally?
D'habitude, je m'entraîne dur.
Well, I work really, really hard
entraînement
every day, and I
je
also
prends des jours de
have two
repos
sessions. One is more
régulièrement. Et
technical.
ouais,
There
j'ai
are
un
also
préparateur
days
mental avec
where
qui je
I
travaille depuis
rest.
quelques années, qui
And
s'appelle
then
Maxime
for
Petit,
mental preparation, I
qui
work
va
with
être,
Maxime Petit. I have been working with them for years.
dans la boucle en général 4-5 semaines avant.
And usually I involve him 4 or 5 weeks before a fight, and then we have 4 or 5 sessions to anticipate the fight, to pre-visualize it. So really, it's a lot of small things coming together, and that enables me to perform well in the octagon.
You guys need to stop talking about all this army thing because it's been an army or whatever is rough, man. I'm getting annoyed with that, you know. Stop talking about that, you know. It's fighting. His last fight got knocked out, so you can't be saying we're in an army. You know, anything can happen. Stop saying that because mental thing, mental that. I don't like that. Thank you.
Tête 2 dans la cage, une question pour Benoît Saint-Denis.
Question for Benoît Saint-Denis.
Sur ton adversaire.
Have you actually inquired about your opponent, and what can you tell me about your opponent?
Oui, bien sûr.
Well, of course, yes.
C'est quelqu'un qui est à l'UFC depuis pas mal de temps.
My opponent is a UFC fighter for a while now. He has known ups and downs. It's a very respectable opponent.
Moi, je suis pas trop dans la discussion. J'ai fait la guerre dans tous les sens du terme. Donc,
I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm telling the truth. I'm speaking facts. I can understand too. I'm not trying to argue. I'm speaking facts. Thank you.
Et juste Benoît, on voit qu'il trash talk un petit peu. Est-ce que ça te donne encore plus envie dans la cage d'y aller, ou ça te rend?
Is that something that actually the sort of the attitude of your opponent, is that something that motivates you?
Fight. Is that a deal?
If you climb the ranking, of course. But,
I'm saying you, if I can beat you now, that means I can beat you again. So I'm saying, I beat you, you fight me in a real fight. We get to punch each other in the face.
You know, you will have a lot of work to do.
I understand, but I'm saying, if I beat you, it means I beat you, right? So that means you got to get revenge. I beat you, you give me a fight. It's just a fight. Come on, brother, it's a fight.
You know, I'm a professional, though.
You are a professional, I understand. But I beat you, that means I'm beating you, right?
I'm not going to talk about your dreams, you know. Dreaming is nice stuff, but, you know, we all have dreams, but they don't all come true, and I think you know that all. You know already that because you know I'm only in the UFC since 2021. I did my co-main event during last fight. It took me just a couple of years. You are there since a long time.
I know, I understand.
You know it's a tough
I understand,
business.
I understand.
And,
I totally understand, you know. You are so, I respect that. We're different, you know. I'm not have excuses or cloth. I'm saying, the people here say you've been in the army, all this and that, because you're this. I'm going to prove them wrong on Saturday night. Like,
yeah,
I'll put pressure on you.
I cannot
I will
wait.
make you feel so tired. All your mindset that you have in army, I'll show that. Because you know it's a fight, right? Dustin did go to army, right? What happened?
You know.
I'm just saying, I'm not being trying to be rude to you, right? What happened? I don't like that. I come here, you guys like putting a show for him, you know?
What happened to you against top 30, top 40, top 50, top
40? You wasn't for anyone like that.
What happened
you
to
go
you?
First chance you got knocked out. Anyone you fought, I'd beat them, and you wouldn't put me in the chokes like that. You know what I mean? I know your game. I've been watching. I know your game. Trust me.
Yeah, we will see that on Saturday night.
Let's see.
No worries. I will be there. I hope you will be there. And
of course. I mean, I took a flight. This is your home. I took a flight from England to here, so we will see Saturday night.
Perfect. We will see that.
Bravo.
Over that side. Over here.
Hi.
Let me just say one thing. One thing. Listen, let's make it fair, right? I beat you here. We got to fight again, surely. You beat me fair because I'm here for me to lose, right? What I'm saying. If I beat you, we got to fight again. Don't embarrass yourself. This is your country. Can you guys agree that I beat him, he has to fight me again? What are you saying?
Man, I'm a warrior. I'm just there to fight. So I let the matchmaker.
That's my point.
You know.
That's my point. I say, I understand. I'm not trying to disrespect you, but I'm saying, I beat you. You're going to fight me, right? It's fair.
You know, you will try to beat me, so don't dream too much. But yeah, it's going to be a tough night.
We'll see. We'll see. You know, I come from the Congo. Right?
All right. Fionn.
Still didn't answer me, though.
Go ahead, Kendall.
Thank you. Not all dreams come true. Okay. Kendall Rusi again. Fionn, you are probably the most accomplished jiu-jitsu grappler on the stage. You have all the titles that someone could want. And I think it's a really interesting thing to watch your career. You've been undefeated for quite a while now. Do you feel a different sense of pressure coming into super fights like this with really talented up-and-comers than you used to when you were more of the underdog? Like, is that something that's playing a role in the fight? Or do you feel your maturity now in events like this is what gets you the win? How are you feeling with being in a different position in your career than ever before?
Yeah, no, I feel great, to be honest. Like, I feel like maybe even my first year as a black belt, I actually felt like the pressure was a lot higher. Whereas now I'm just enjoying being on shows like this. Like, I've done a lot of the big events, and obviously I treat every sort of event with equal importance, if that makes sense. So I'm aware of Mo's level. I know how good she is. She's headed to ADCC as well. And everything is just collecting data in the lead up to ADCC and sort of improving my game. That's the way I approach it now. So it's not so much about like protecting certain titles, you know, like what I've won is what I've won. And it's if she beats me, that's a bonus to her, but it doesn't take that away from me. So everything is about developing and, you know, not being afraid to go for submission, put myself out there against these top girls who are coming through, and just get better. That's what's important to me. I want to win titles, but that's just a byproduct of working on my game, improving, and I need to do events like this to make sure that when I go to ADCC, I'm at my very best, fighting girls who are going to be there as well. So, thank you.
Anybody else?
So my question's for Liam. Liam, Aspen said he's gonna win you by submission. you wanna answer him. So, how you think this match is gonna end?
Okay, I'm not going to trash talk, sorry, because I have a lot of respect for him. Of course, he wants to submit me, but I want to submit him too, you know. So I think the rule of the event is perfect because we don't care about points or advantage. So we can open the game and try some new stuff or some like crazy stuff for the show. So it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to try to submit him for sure.
Here, a question for Khaled. Khaled?
Benoit, what are you going to do? I just want to know. What are you going to do? You're going to submit me? Just a question, just a question.
What do you bet on? What would you like to be submitted by?
It was a question.
I don't know.
You're not very sure.
I do believe what will be the last...
You're not very sure. You should have a strong mindset. You've been in the army. Come on, tell me. What do you think? Second round, first round? Let your people know. The French people need to know. You're the guy.
You know, submission, yeah, of course, I would like to submit.
You will submit me? I'll bet you on it.
You know, Mark,
I'll bet you on it.
I don't like trash talk too much.
I'm not trash talking. Yeah. Guys, am I trash talking?
You are having fun out there, but you know...
I'm not trash talking.
I'm gonna submit you or win by decision.
That was a question I was asking. You could just answer me like that.
We will see.
Simple question, right? I said, will you submit me or what? I'm asking a question.
Well,
now you're saying a trash talk.
We will see how tough you are.
I'm asking, are you going to submit me? What round, you know? I'd like to know, so I prepare for it.
Yeah, so... I don't know, like... What about the third round?
Third round?
Yeah, we'll do.
You guys hear that, right?
Will you like it?
That's third round for you guys. That's the person I'm bringing for you guys. Third round. He's picked it, not me. He's picked it.
If you like it, we'll try to make it work like that. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, a question for Khaled. Khaled, and you heard what Leonardo said before. So when you analyze his skills, what do you intend to explore during the fight to get the win in Saturday night?
For me, I don't like to talk a lot, just I want to show. But I want to show my submission, of course, and I want to take his back.
Hello, question for Fionn. This is Ricky on behalf of MMA Wales, Pranam Dar. And I was going to ask you, you know that you're a global superstar in the world of grappling now, and ADXC are providing you a huge platform to showcase your skills on. There's a new arena just been built in your home city of Swansea in Wales. What would it mean to you to bring a huge production like ADXC and a huge event back to Wales, your home country, home city, and then headline for a real, true homecoming? How much would it mean to you?
Oh, that'd be the dream. Yeah, I'd love that. Pranam Dar as well. That's the third Welsh person in this room, so that's a big percentage actually. But yeah, though, that'd be amazing. And you know, there's a few gyms now in Wales. It's growing a lot in Wales. If we could get that to happen, that'd be pretty cool. I would love to headline that. But yeah, I think there's a market for it now as well. There's loads of jiu-jitsu, not just in Wales, but in the whole of UK. And it's growing a lot. There's a lot of people who have been trials winners who are headed out to ADCC as well. Like myself and Ash are both from Wales and both headed to ADCC. So that'd be really cool. And from Swansea as well, actually. We're both from Swansea. So I don't know, maybe the level in Swansea is pretty high. But yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd love that. So maybe if I win, we can do that.
Question pour Benoît. Qu'est-ce que la foi t'a apporté?
Question for Benoît. What do your beliefs bring you for this fight? Well, to believe in God is very important in a man's life. And that's a chance I have. I'm very lucky to believe in God. It's something you live in your family. And it's something that allows you to have the ability to pray, to think, to have time for myself, and to follow the Bible, which is very important for me. simply to try and have a path in life which is already decided and to try and follow it best as I can. Everybody does their best, and I think it's very important in life.
Hi, I'm here. I have actually a question for the Jiu-Jitsu guys, and specific for Khalid, as his opponents say you're not aggressive, and mainly Jiu-Jitsu nowadays is coming little down because the athletes are showcasing more techniques, 50-50, pulling guard, and you say your opponents say you're not aggressive. And for the other fighters as well, how you think you're gonna bring Jiu-Jitsu back as entertainment, that we fans can see this kind of what we see in the grappling world, wrestlers, Jiu-Jitsu, ADXC, judokas here, and pulling together a show for the fans, and that's bringing Jiu-Jitsu as an entertainment. Because when you guys say, I don't do trash talk, but at the end when you goes to the cage, it's like 0-0, 2 points, I will take the back, that's it. But how you see aggressiveness when the people wants to be submissions? Thank you.
I will say it again, I don't like to talk a lot, but in the cage will be different rules, and I will not think about the point. I will think all about submission. I will try to take his foot, or I will try to take his neck. I will try only submission. I will not try to sweep, I will not try to pass. So it will be different rules.
Leon, Espen, would you like to also respond to that, about how you will adapt your jiu-jitsu for the rules, and also because the fact that it's a super fight, it's entertainment?
Yeah. Do you train jiu-jitsu or not? Okay, so when when you train or compete when someone at your level, it's really hard sometimes to submit him because the rule it's like this. But at an event like ADXC, the rules are really different, and I think it's more easy to do some good things and good movements,
Exactly.
So I think it's all about the rule sets.
The rule set is exactly about that. It's not about points, about how the judge will see or your trials. You can jump, you can use the cage, and not only use the middle. Like, just to answer a question, black belt 4th degree, and it's good to see the jiu-jitsu back in that kind of promotion, but at the same time, you guys should do the show. It's not about the trash talk. Everything is on the mats, but I know we are here for fun, it's entertainment, and we are making like just you guys tease a little bit you guys to go to the match.
I think with rule set like this, it's perfect.
Jules Dao pour le. In general, though, as athletes, it's important that we're willing to take risk. And I think a big picture for an athlete, if you take risk, you might lose sometimes, but I think in the end, people want to watch you. So I think as athletes, we have to kind of think about how we want to fight and make the choice that actually I'm willing to open up, I'm willing to lose, but in the end, that's going to benefit me because I can then get like big wins. So I think that's very important as athletes. Thanks.
And just to explain a little about what you can expect from ADXC, the matches are different. We have a lot of jiu-jitsu fans, a lot of grappling fans who will be watching, a lot of fans from the world of MMA who will also be watching. So this isn't your normal jiu-jitsu tournament. Every match is held with multiple rounds. Now, a submission can end the match at any time. But for these guys who are all competing here, they will be competing in a match of 5 3-minute rounds. That means that it's going to be high pace, there's going to be lots of action. If there's no submission, then it will go to a decision. But the idea here is that with no points in play, with a round-by-round system of scoring points rather than individual points for positions, it means that they can go out there in search of the submission and not have to worry too much about these kind of things. So you will see a different kind of grappling here at ADXC that maybe you've seen in other events with different rules. Question down here.
Jules Dao pour le média Boxing Academy. Une question pour Benoît. On a vu ton style de combat en MMA qui est
Question for Benoit. We see that you have a very aggressive style in MMA. What is your style in grappling?
Bah, vous verrez samedi. Hein.
You will see Saturday, in fact.
Mais oui, vous imaginez bien que c'est ennuyant.
It won't be boring, as you can imagine.
Hands up. Okay, yeah, we have one at the front. Another at the back after this.
Une question pour Benoît.
Question for Benoit. Your opponent seems very confident. Do you think he will be as confident on Saturday? And what do you think of his level in grappling in general?
Non, je pense qu'il a un très bon niveau.
I think he's got a good level. He's a good fighter. He beat good fighters on decision. So everything can happen, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I hope he got ready as well.
Ça va être la guerre samedi.
And it will be the war on Saturday.
Et oui, ici c'est Paris, c'est sûr.
Ici c'est Paris.
This is Paris.
Hi, Maggie for Grapple Culture. It's a question for everyone. You have two options. Just to lose the fight, but give a show, or to win the fight on a boring match. What are we choosing?
No, I can answer that one. We want exciting matches. This is part of the culture of ADXC. The result isn't always as important as what takes place in the match, because what we value is fighting spirit. What we want to see is we want to see the athletes go out there and not just try to put a show on. We don't want guys to forget the fact that this is a competitive match. But what we want is people to go in the search of victory. What we want at ADXC and the entire idea of this promotion is to promote action, because it is entertainment. It is a professional show. We want to see the fans excited and pleased and entertained. But of course, we want these guys to go out there and win. So just a message to any competitor who's going to be there on Saturday night, that winning or losing isn't as important as how you compete. And if you go out there and if you do your best, that matters more than winning a boring match. Any other questions? Yes, here.
Une question pour Benoît.
Question for Benoit.
Tu as perdu ton
Unfortunately, you lost your last fight by KO. You were sick. You weren't in the best conditions. Well, how did you feel after that defeat? It wasn't the first one, but I think it was maybe the worst loss for you. And how did you feel at the time, and how do you feel now?
Bah honnêtement,
honestly,
c'est dur à dire, mais bien sûr contre Élisée, j'avais pas de frustration, j'avais rien.
Match, I wasn't frustrated because I really
j'étais en pleine possession de mes capacités.
I did everything I could. I had the level that I had at the time.
Contre Élisée d'ailleurs, voilà,
when I lost that match, it was
voilà, j'étais juste content
I was just happy of myself, the fight I had done. Against Dustin, well, it wasn't a nice match.
Avant, pendant et après.
I wasn't feeling good before, during, or after. I felt a bit abandoned by my body, but those are unfortunately those things happen, and I had to.
Et clairement, j'ai envie d'être actif et de rebondir,
to be able to
me retester, de vous faire
get back into the game, and I want to take pleasure and get back to the fight, and this is part of life. That's the way it is.
I have a question for the promoters. Since we're talking about, we want to make it fun and we want to make it aggressive, is there going to be like bonuses for sub of the night, fight of the night? Because I can already tell there's a fight of the night in the making. Will there be like sub of the night? Will there be any bonuses to treat those players, putting a fight for all of us?
We do have incentives, yes. At the end of the event, we will host a post-event press conference where we will award match of the night, submission of the night, and basically performance of the night, yes. It's something that we value here. We want to see that the competitors are rewarded for their efforts. So yes, there is the added incentive that if we go out there and if our competitors put on a good show, they'll be taken care of. And of course, the best is that you get invited back, because we want to see these guys coming back to ADXC. We want to build a relationship between the competitors and the fans. This is a platform here, a professional platform that is viewed all over the world. The idea of this event that we've already been now, this is our third country in 4 events. that will continue to grow, continue to spread across the world. And the idea is to offer this platform for competitors to become professional grappling athletes, professional jiu-jitsu athletes, treated better than they've ever been treated before, and compete on the biggest, most professional platform available to them.
I have another question, but this is for Morgan. What's your plan to stop Fiona's basic knee cut?
Well, I am aware it is very good, so let's just start there. You know, I don't really like to game plan too much based on someone's game. I respect it, absolutely, because, you know, you're doing something wrong if you're not respecting the great parts of people's games. But really, I'm just focused on what I can do and what can I do well. And so rather than focusing on her, you know, great spots, you know, like great techniques, I'm just trying to come in with my best game and my best performance and just see how they match up.
Anybody else? Any other questions? Great, one more here.
Yeah, hello. So one question for ADXC. So we can see that ADXC is the fastest growing promotion of grappling. So what is the next in the future? I saw that we can see some event in Abu Dhabi and other city. So what is the next for the fighter inside this card? For the fighter who will win their fight on Saturday night, what is the next for them? This is the question for all the fighters and for ADXC.
So we have already confirmed and we have announced that our next event will be held in August in Abu Dhabi. That's correct. ADXC 5 has already been scheduled. We haven't confirmed any matches for it yet. Still working on that. You can expect some announcements soon. After that, potentially 2 more events before the end of the year. Right now, still working on those, so we don't have any dates or locations to share with you just yet, but plans are in place, things are happening. With regards to the future of ADXC, you know, it's a long-term plan. Anything that comes out of Abu Dhabi, you know, is not just a one and done. Any event that they invest in has a 5-year plan, 10-year plan. You know, it's all about the vision for the future. So ADXC, this is very much the beginning, and there is a lot more to come.
Let me add in something. Actually, I'm working behind the organization. I'm part of technical committee. The main idea, and it's the outcome, is the belts. It's going to be in the October 2025. It's where every weight division, gi, no gi, male and female, the grappling matches will receive a ranking, and they will compete for the belt. That's already displayed, a couple of events. We couldn't bring it here, but that's the ultimate goal. Turning this to 8 events per year at minimum, going to all continents. Next plan is US, also Asia, where we're going to probably China, soon in Macau. That's future plans. We are trying to go everywhere as much as we can. Thank you.
And like Rodrigo said, title belts at the end of the 2025 season, after we've had a number of events to establish a proper ranking for the athletes. We have a question at the back over there. Can we get a microphone over that side, please?
One question.
Oh, sorry. Carini first, and then next.
Okay,
yes,
so I want to ask Leonardo Mario in Portuguese for your Brazilian audience, okay? So I'm going to ask in Portuguese. Leonardo, você é o único brasileiro no Co-Main Event e eu queria que você falasse o que você traz de diferencial para essa luta, o que você vai agregar nessa luta, sendo também que é a sua estreia no evento.
Em português?
Sim.
Então, sim, a minha primeira participação no ADXC, eu acredito que o meu jiu-jitsu me trouxe até aqui, o meu estilo de finalização, de ser agressivo, eu acho que é um potencial que a galera gosta de ver nesse tipo de evento. E, pô, eu já finalizei o Rally de outra vez, a gente já lutou. Então, acho que é, tipo, a oportunidade para fazer isso novamente e demonstrar, tipo, tecnicamente, eu estou superior ao nível dele. E, pô, essa oportunidade que o ADXC está dando para os atletas é muito bom. A gente poder estar aqui pô, com hotel, com um evento desse, sabe? E poder ir para Abu Dhabi também, que é a próxima edição, talvez até uma luta pelo cinturão, é o que eu espero futuramente. Então, assim, são muitas oportunidades que eles estão trazendo para a gente precisa saber aproveitar. E é isso. Estou muito feliz de estar aqui, queria agradecer todo mundo, minha família, Deus, em primeiro lugar, todo mundo do Brasil que me acompanha, vocês que cobrem os eventos, a DJ Cria, tem o ADXC, outras comunidades aí, continuem fazendo isso e agregando para o esporte. É isso.
And just to explain a little of what Leonardo Mario said, he said that in response to the question of how he feels his jiu-jitsu was for this event, that he has an aggressive game, that he feels that his game is very well suited to this, that it's a great opportunity, but also that he has fought Khaled various times, has submitted him in the past, and he feels that he will get the submission on Saturday night, but also that he's very excited about a potential opportunity in the future to fight for the title belt, and that's it. Any response to that, Khalid? No. Likes to leave the jiu-jitsu to do the talking, yeah. We have another question over in the back, right? That side? No, other way. There, first.
Hi, this question for Theo and Moan. As the female representation up there, even though the female grappling has grown and it's evolved at an amazing pace, young girls still fall off from this sport between the ages of 13 and 16. What advice would you give young teenage girls that may see you up here and changing the game to continue through those kind of difficult years where being a female grappler training may not be as appealing to young girls?
Sorry, I was doing it to be impolite and go first, but yeah, so something that's really important to me is about the growth of female athletes in this sport, particularly at that age, because that's the age that I actually dropped off from judo. Luckily, I found jiu-jitsu later in life, not that much later, but at 19 instead. But yeah, it's something that's important to me, and I think now things are changing quite a lot. I feel like I teach in not my gym, but I teach in Essential in New York, and having a female instructor, not only teaching women-only classes, which is a great thing, but teaching co-ed as well is really important to see an instructor teaching the men, and it's very normal and treated normal. And yeah, I think that's something that's important to me, is be an example that I was unfortunately not able to have. I didn't have any female coaches growing up, and that's what I would like to. I'd like to have a gym one day. I'd like to run my own gym and be that example. And I'm also very aware that now, my generation of athletes, we're coming through and we're doing great, but the next generation that's coming through is going to be so much better, and that's a fantastic thing. So I think for me, the advice I would give is to persevere. It's a really difficult path. It's difficult for everyone, but particularly for the women in our sport. But now we have so many more female training partners to train with. We have changing rooms, which I think is very exciting. For a lot of us, we probably got dressed in a broom cupboard, at least for me anyway, and they didn't know what to do with us. So I think it's very different now, particularly with having athletes on the main card. That's also something that you would really rarely see. So I think just persevering and trying to be the example to the younger generation is the biggest thing for us here. But I'll pass it on to Mo as well.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what Fiona's saying. I do think also, it is a sport that you see so many people go so hard, so fast. And when you start the sport really young and you have potential, even as a coach, it's easy to see, women in the sport, young teen girls, that you have this potential. You just got to let them ride that wave through that time, and support them however you can. And that means not always being so intense, or just like anyone, almost having off seasons and stuff like that. I think it's important to respect that. You see, the proteges that come up, young proteges, and it's awesome. But I feel for every, one of them, you have probably 1,000 kids who, just because of the pressure that we put on them so early, we lose them in the sport completely. So kind of, being in tune with the athletes that we do have. I agree with Fiona that, having more female representation as coaches, as athletes, being professional as well is a big deal. But also understanding that, like, as we all do, you're in the sport for the long game. Like, there's going to be seasons, and ride that wave however we can to help people, stay in the sport.
And just to note, there's absolutely no question as to why Fionn and Mo are on this stage. It's because they 100% absolutely deserve their place up here, because they are world-class grapplers. On ADXC4, we actually have 4 grappling matches featuring female competitors in the early prelims, in the main card, and in a co-main event. We have competitors from the UAE, France, Poland, England, Brazil, USA, and Wales. And the one thing about ADXC that is important is that we always want to make sure that there is an opportunity for female athletes to have their chance in the spotlight, and that's something that you will see continued. At the front.
Bonjour, Johan pour RMC Sport.
My name is Johan.
Je m'adresse à Benoît et Léon.
This is a question for Benoît and for Leon.
Le MMA a été
MMA
légalisé en 2020.
Has been legalized in 2020, and so since then martial arts have grown exponentially, or at least have become a lot more important. So what does it mean to you, the success of MMA, that it has such a fan base, a growing fan base?
Alors personnellement, ça me fait extrêmement plaisir de voir.
Personally, I'm very, very pleased to see that there's so much enthusiasm around the sports.
Dans la rue quand
so for MMA, I don't know, but Jiu-Jitsu, that's one sure thing. I mean, before when I was talking about Jiu-Jitsu, people would confuse it with Capoeira. Now, actually, there's much greater awareness of what it is. People ask me, when did I start? They actually talk about this unknowingly. So I think that the enthusiasm surrounding Jiu-Jitsu is really something that is very, very welcome, and that's largely due to the success of MMAs in recent years.
Ouais, je suis entièrement d'accord avec lui.
I completely agree with what he has just said, what Benoît just said. Really, the enthusiasm has much grown, and MMA in France is much better known now, because MMA, in a way, is tapping into the most efficient strategies of all the fighting sports, everything that takes place within an octagon. There is really a great deal of enthusiasm for all the fighting, all the disciplines of fighting, and so Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and other niche forms of fighting have become are now in the spotlight.
Qui ont pris la lumière à cette époque-là, qui ont fait connaître le JJB.
JJB has also helped in the recognition of the sport. So, in fact, what we have here is 2 sports who, by joining forces in a way, have much better recognition all the world over. A question for Benoît and Marc, so for all the MMA fighters. What is the difference, in terms of stress, what is the difference between a grappling fight and an MMA fight? Do you actually manage stress differently, depending whether it's grappling or MMA, an MMA fight?
Who goes first? Marc. You keep speaking French to me, you know. I understand a little bit, not everything. I'll let him go first.
Je pense que il y a toujours la pression de bien faire, de réussir, d'être compétitif.
Well, I think there's always pressure. You want to actually perform, to give a good show. But in an MMA fight,
de modalités qui font que
I suppose that there are maybe more factors that will induce a higher stress level. But it's really important also to enjoy what you're doing, and so you try to actually be in a place in your head where the pressure is not hampering you and where you're completely fully engaged with the present moment.
Yeah, for me, well, it's not. I wouldn't say there's a lot of stress. Well, we get punched in the face for a living, so this is a bit less stress. But I'm here to enjoy, which is for him. I feel like he's got more pressure because it's his hometown And I feel like you guys expect a lot from him, which I'll leave that to him. That's nothing for me to decide. But for me, I'm here to have fun and just express myself. I say this as like, you know, just testing my skills. I really like the fact that, like you guys said, he's been to army, he's done all these accolades. For me, just to have fun. Where I feel for him, he has pressure, he has to perform. Because even though we're not getting punched in the face, well, I feel like everyone here wants to see him win, wants to see him do well, so the pressure's on him. I'm just here to have fun, which I will. And I'm not talking trash. Okay?
Okay, that's it. Any more? Unless there's one more question, we're good? We're good. All right, well, thank you very much for joining us here today. So what we're going to do next is I ask all the competitors, please, if you can just take a seat and wait. We're going to remove all of the tables, and then we're going to call you back up for your face-off photos, and that's it. Thank you very much for joining us. Yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I didn't know that.
think the best
Khaled and Leonardo, please. Photographers, if you would like to come to in front of the center. We're going to have the guys here in the center to do the face-off. You can take your photos, videos, etc. So this is the co-main event. A jiu-jitsu match will take place on Saturday night. 5 3-minute rounds. Leonardo Mario of Brazil against Khaled Al-Shehi of United Arab Emirates. Thank you, guys. Next up to the stage, Fionn and Mo, please. Mo, you come in. Mo. Okay. Yeah, you can come in this time. Yeah. So this is a co-main grappling match. From Wales in the UK is Fionn Davis. Out of Colorado Springs in USA, Mo Black. 5 3-minute rounds. Grappling match. Okay, thank you. Next up to the stage, Espin and Leon, please. Leon, you can come. Leon. From Norway, returning to ADXC for his second appearance in the cage is Espen Mathisen. From France, Leon Laman. 5 3-minute rounds in the Jiu-Jitsu e-match. Okay, our main event, Benoit Saint-Denis and Marc Diakis. Our main event on Saturday night, 5 3-minute rounds, grappling match. Marc Diakis out of the UK going up against Benoit Saint-Denis of France. Okay, guys, turn and face the cameras, please. No, turn. Mark, stay, please. Turn and face the cameras. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will have the official face-off for all competitors. Make sure that everybody is wearing your competition gear, whether it is gi or grappling short and rash guard. Thank you.